What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we have 4 different topics we're going to talk about today. The first thing that we're going to talk about, student loans, okay? So we'll talk about that first, and then we're going to move into another headline that talks a little bit about gas prices, okay? So we're going to look at the national average when it comes to gas, and then we're going to talk a little bit about gun control. Now, I posted a video yesterday about gun control or gun safety. A lot of you didn't watch that video, so I'm assuming that this is not a topic that you guys are interested in. But the reason that I'm talking about this is because this legislation is going to be taking up the House and the Senate. Okay, they're going to be focused on this solely. You're not going to hear any other legislation coming out when it comes to any type of Build Back Better, any type of a stimulus package or anything like that. So that's why I want to cover this story as well. So if you guys can do me a favor, if you didn't watch that video that I posted yesterday, I will post a link. It's going to be right up here. After you watch this video, watch that video. And then if you have questions, whether you agree, you don't agree, let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Okay, so we are going to talk just briefly about the Republicans, kind of their strategy. And then the last topic that we're going to talk about, we have another state that will be offering up rebates. Okay, they'll be offering up checks. So we're going to take a look at that and talk a little bit about that. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first off, on this channel, we talk about money. We talk about the financial struggles that Americans are facing today. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this with the first topic. And the first topic that we're going to be talking about, student loans. Okay, now there looks like they're going to be delaying this a little bit, and the student loan forgiveness, we know that President Biden has been talking a little bit about this. The White House has been kind of teasing the fact that it looks like he's going to be canceling some form. We don't know if it's going to be 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 5,000. We don't know exactly how much it's going to be, but this is the talk right now. But this headline here, Biden is reportedly delaying his broad student loan forgiveness announcement until late summer, closer to when the debt payments are set to resume. Okay, so we know that they will resume August 31st, and so it looks like he's going to be waiting until close to that time period to move forward with some type of cancellation. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know why you would wait. This is one of those things. Just go ahead. If you've already teased the fact that you're going to do it, so why not just do it? It doesn't seem like this should be something that he should wait on. Okay. Do you need more information? Are you trying to gauge the public? Like, I just don't understand it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. This seems like an opportunity for him to just go ahead and move forward with this and at least have a good story in this time period. Because, I mean, let's face it, there's a lot of stuff that's bad that's going on right now with inflation and with the war and with just everything that we're seeing. We're going to talk about gas prices. We'll go ahead and switch over to that right now. I mean, we don't have much good news to talk about. We have these mass shootings. I mean, there's so much bad going on right now that you have an opportunity for a good story. And for whatever reason, the White House wants to wait on that. Okay, so let's look at the national average gas price. So the national average right now, this is what we're looking at. $4.91. Pretty much $4.92 if you want to round up round it up. And that's as of 6/7. So that's as of today. This is not good. And it doesn't look like it's going to be getting any better. I mean, we are in vacation season. So you're going to have a lot of people taking trips and things like that. And so that's only going to raise gas prices even higher. So we saw yesterday, it was $4.86. And last week it was $4.62. So you see, look at that jump. Look at the jump here. This is crazy. So yeah, we're what is that? 29 cents. That's really, really not good. Okay. And then when we move over, let's look at diesel. Diesel, we're looking at $5.68. It was $5.64 yesterday and $5.52 last week. So diesel fuel is going up as well, which is I've talked about this in previous videos. That is not a good sign when we see diesel fuel going up because trucks are bringing our products to us and they use diesel fuel. So guess what? That means that products are going to get even more expensive. So, and then you might have a situation where you have truckers that say, you know, it's too expensive and I'm not going to drive my truck. And so they won't be bringing those products in. And if they're not bringing those products in, then the stores will have a shortage of products, which means prices will go up. Because if, let's say toilet paper, for example, if there's less toilet paper on the shelves, then guess what? The store is going to raise those prices up because the demand is still there. You're still going to want to buy toilet paper. And then you also have a situation where if there's a shortage, and we saw this the beginning of the pandemic, if there's a shortage or we think there's a shortage of anything, then guess what? People are rushing to the stores and trying to buy those items up. And so that drives prices up as well. And it's just, I mean, this is it. We are not in a good time right now when it comes to our economy. As far as I should say, when it comes to inflation, now our economy, it hasn't cooled off yet. It's still, we can say there's still people making a lot of profit. Okay. And we know the oil industry is making a huge profit. People are still willing to pay these high gas prices. Okay. So when we get to a point where people say enough is enough and I'm not going to travel, I'm not going to drive, I'm not going to do this, that's when I think gas prices will level off. And then the hope is that they'll start to go back down. But right now, it's not good. It's really not good. I don't have any good news to talk about when it comes to that. Okay, so one more thing I want to talk about here before we get to the last story. So when it comes to, and this is going to be very, very brief, when it comes to the gun talks or gun control or gun safety, whatever you want to call it, Republican lawmakers, and this is Reuters writing this, Republican lawmakers urge top Senate Democrats to give the gun talks time. Okay, so I'm saying this is a strategy. Now, we've seen this before. Okay, that's the only reason that I'm calling it a strategy, because we've seen before where, and this is Senator Cornyn that's saying this, where as time goes on, so we have a situation, a mass shooting, and then as time progresses, as time goes on, further away from the actual time when the mass shooting occurs, then politicians seem to forget about legislation. Okay, they might start talking, yeah, we need to do this, we need to do that, but as time progresses, they kind of move away from it. And this is not just mass shootings legislation. We're talking about legislation, period. I mean, how many bills have we looked at? How many bills have we looked at where we had the hazard pay, talking about stimulus checks, period. Last year, they were talking about stimulus checks. This time last year, they were talking about stimulus checks. They were sending letters for a forced stimulus check. As time moved on, they stopped talking about that. Raise for Social Security, $200 raise for Social Security. That was another thing they talked about. And then they just kind of moved away from that. And you didn't hear about that anymore. Build Back Better was another thing. You don't hear any talk of any new legislation when it comes to anything similar to Build Back Better. Child tax credit, that was another one. Child tax credit looks like it was successful last year. They said, you know what, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna extend it. Now they're not talking about that anymore. So I mean, and this, it just keeps going on and on and on. We see all these different legislation, and this is what happens. And so this is a strategy. This is a strategy the Republicans want to use to put some distance in between when the mass shooting happened to now. Okay, and I won't even say mass shootings. Okay, because it's multiple now. We're seeing this every couple of days. We're hearing of these different mass shootings. So I think that is a strategy that they want to use. And I'm saying Republicans because right now it looks like Democrats do want to move forward with some type of legislation for gun safety. But looks like they're negotiating it right now. But you also have Republicans that are just against it. Okay, you have Republican senators that are against it, Republicans in the House that are against it. We just saw the Judiciary Committee. They were having a hearing in the House, and you saw some of these Republicans really adamantly against making any changes at all. And so we're just going to have to continue to follow the story. If you want more information, and I'm saying this again, I posted a video yesterday. Make sure at the end of this video, there'll be a link. You can click on that link and check out that video. And there'll be more information there. Okay, so now let's talk about Connecticut. Connecticut is the state that will be issuing up these rebate checks, and this is a child tax credit, okay, or child tax rebate is what they're calling this. And so this is good news for people in Connecticut, and not only good news for people in Connecticut, and I'll talk a little bit about that at the very end, but tax rebates starting this week. Okay, so what they're requiring is that you actually have to fill out this information. Okay, I will leave a link to this article in the comment section. If you go down to the comment section, it'll be a tag in the comment section. Now, who would qualify? If you are a couple making $200,000 or less, you qualify. Single filers, $100,000 or less, or if you are head of household, it's $160,000 or less. Okay, so that's the qualification. So you have to meet that range. Now, if you go over a little bit, and I think they explained it here, if you're, let's say you make $225,000, you will still get some, but you're not going to get the full amount. Now, the way that this is working, $250, that's each child, okay, under the age of 18, and it will cap out at $750, and that's up to 3 children. So that's what they're looking at in Connecticut. And the good news about this is we're seeing, and I know I keep saying this, but every couple of days, there's more information coming out about another state that's offering some type of a rebate, whether it be an inflation rebate check or stimulus check or whatever it is. You hear these states talking about it, and then you see some states moving forward. And Connecticut has moved forward. New Mexico has moved forward. Who was the other state? Maine has moved forward with stimulus. So this is good. We're going to see, hopefully we'll see more and more states coming forward. And that's the good news when it comes down to this, because the reality is once states start doing this, and we all know that they have a surplus, they have this money, okay, from COVID relief, they still have leftover money. And so once states start doing this, then people in different states are going to start looking at these states and saying, hey, they offered this child tax credit or this $200 rebate or this $400 rebate. What's going on in our state? Okay, I already have people in the comments. That's all I hear in the comments. People saying, "Oh, Texas isn't doing anything." Or so when it comes down to it, we're looking at states starting to implement this, and that is going to raise an eyebrow in all these different states where they're going to say, "Hey, you're going to have people in those states, and you're going to have governors, and you're going to have people in the legislatures looking at this and saying, "Hey, we're running for re-election," and not in all cases, but some of them will be running for re-election in November, and they're thinking, hey, we need to do something because look, Connecticut's doing this, North Carolina's doing this, and California's talking about this, and Colorado's talking. So when it comes down to all that, they're going to have to start thinking about doing something in their state. So we'll just have to follow the story. And like always, please, if you guys have information in your state where they're talking about different legislation, let me know, and that way I can do some more research and maybe bring up a video in the future talking about what they're planning on doing in their state. If you guys have any other questions, please post it down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.